The space station is about to die, but where? A woman in Canada found a naked man living in her trunk for days. And students in California protest after chocolate milk is banned. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian daily. And when I say daily, I mean 5 days a week, guys. Come on, 5 days. We're on it. Damn, their space station's gonna die, man. The space station is about to die. And now we know when, where, and how it's going to die. It's the sound of science, man. NASA is plotting out the very last days of the ISS, also known as the International Space Station. You guys know it's the ISS. It first crewed up in the year 2000, and it will be extended for use until about 2030, or actually 15 years beyond its initial life expectancy. So it's been around longer than they thought. They've gotten a lot of use out of it. I've been trying to get them to let me come up there. I want to see what it's like to poop in zero gravity, maybe record a podcast in zero gravity. They're not getting back to me, but, you know, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. I got some time. January 2031 is when the space station will end. And how's it going to end? How's it going to die? Well, apparently they're going to crash this bad boy right into the ocean. Seems like a strange way to do it, but let's get some more information. Let's find out, is this the best way to end the space station's existence? NASA said the ISS alone doesn't have the propulsion capabilities needed to complete the deorbit and will require visiting spacecraft. The propulsion from those spacecraft, potentially 3 Russian spacecrafts, will be used to force the ISS out of orbit and aim it at the South Pacific Oceanic uninhabited area around Point Nemo, the location in the ocean most distance from the land. Well, that's nice. They're going to try and land it as far away from land as possible. But, I mean, if you pitch the idea of crashing it in Florida, I wouldn't be against it, to be honest with you. Just kidding, Florida. You guys are great. Now, this place called Point Nemo, which is the location in the ocean most distant from land in the Pacific, I was unaware of. Apparently, the remoteness makes this location a frequent target for various decommissioned aircraft and spacecraft, with NASA calling it, in fact, quote, a spacecraft cemetery. The actual remains of an estimated 250 to 300 decommissioned spacecraft rest beneath the waters there. Is this okay to just crash hundreds of spacecraft into the ocean? I had no idea this was going on. Did you? This doesn't seem to be public knowledge that we have like a spacecraft dumping ground in the middle of the ocean. Is this the best idea? Can't we just throw them right on the moon? Just crash them on the moon? They got a lot of space on the moon, seems like to me. Or like just dump them into a black hole. Jonesy, there's not a black hole close enough. Okay. Good argument. But the moon is pretty close. I feel like you could just use the moon as a trash receptacle at this point. Why not? A very polluted, toxic planet that I'm walking on top of. And it's only getting more and more toxic. We're using the ocean as a dumping ground for spacecraft. I had no idea. Hundreds of spacecraft and now the ISS as well. Just going to dump it in the ocean? Put it on the moon, bro. Oh, man, NASA. Just get at me, NASA. Give me a job while you're at it. Anybody working for NASA that listens to Weird AF News? I highly doubt it. This is not exactly a highly intellectual piece of content. Doing the best I can. Well, let me ask you guys this. Do you agree that we should just use the Pacific Ocean as a dumping ground? It's bad enough we have that giant garbage patch out there that we can't seem to get together. Oh, man, I'm very concerned about the planet. This is why no babies for Jonesy. No babies. It's not looking bright, guys. Call the show, 646-450-2012. Love to hear from you guys. A lady found a man living in her car for days. A British Columbia woman had the fright of her life recently when she discovered a naked man had been living in the trunk of her car for days. Bethany Coker, who lives in Nanaimo and is a Red Seal diesel mechanic, noticed some mud in the front seat of her car earlier in the week. She thought someone might have broken in and spent the night in her car, so she cleaned and steamed the upholstery and didn't think nothing of it. However, 3 days later, she noticed the windows of her car were very fogged up. Then when she was inside the car, she heard a voice say, "Hey, hey there, hey, oh yeah, hey, hey." That's when Bethany discovered the naked man in her trunk and quickly realized that something was amiss. Here's a quote from Bethany. "Well, at first I thought someone was playing a prank on me. Then I realized that was, what was happening. I just kept my phone recording because I wasn't too sure what was going to happen, I didn't know who this guy was. I didn't know if he was dangerous at all. He'd been in my trunk for 3 days and didn't say a single damn word. I mean, I've been driving around with him there, running errands. I've been going to work. This guy's in my trunk. I mean, we've been going to the grocery store together. We got sushi together, apparently. Gas. We've been to work twice. Not a single word. He didn't say a damn thing." Sounds like she's disappointed that he didn't try to make friends earlier. I would have got him some sushi. I would have taken him to work. It was take a naked man to work day this week, and I didn't have anybody to take to work. She's so calm about it. She's very impressed. This would freak me the hell out. So Bethany apparently recorded some of the interaction with the man. She put it on social media. She's got a lot of views. She can be heard in one clip asking the man if he is naked. And he replies, "Yes, it's a rite of passage." As soon as I heard that, I'm driving right to the police station. There is no way I'm going to keep rolling with this. It's a rite of passage to be naked in a trunk. What kind of strange ideology are you walking around with in your head, naked man in a trunk? Obviously, Bethany calls the police right away. It was probably the most hysterical call I've ever been on. They're like, "What do you mean he's been in your trunk for 3 days?" I'm like, "He's been in my trunk for 3 days. Would you hurry up? What the hell?" The officers did show up and attend and said that the man has, quote, "significant health issues." Yeah, you need to squeeze a little mental in there as well. Police confirmed that he's not receiving the help that he needs. That's great. That's the end of the article. I need some follow-up. Okay, I found another article covering this. We have a little bit more information, including a hilarious quote. When Bethany asked the man how he got into the vehicle, he replied, "I'm the son of the Pope." All right. There's video of the police surrounding Bethany's vehicles and the man's legs hanging out of the trunk. He can be heard asking the police if he can put his pants on, please, before an officer says, "Yeah, we'd appreciate that." In Bethany's TikTok video, one of the police officers can be heard saying, "Well, I tell you, in my whole career, I've never come across anything like that." Yeah, and in my whole lifetime of doing Weird AF News, well, it spans a few years, I've never come across anything like this either. Just a naked man licking a doorbell for 5 hours in Florida. That was pretty fun. Gotta watch out for naked men in this world, guys. They just seem to run rampant. I don't know what it is about naked men with mental issues. Something about they got to take your clothes off and be a spectacle. It's very scary. Just be careful, guys. If you see your windows fogged up, don't approach the vehicle. Just go back in the house, call 911. There's probably naked people in your car. Just one more thing I forgot to add. This is what you get, Canadians, when you don't lock anything up. You want to leave your home unlocked. You want to leave your car unlocked. You're going to get naked men living in your car, living in your house. You're going to just walk in on people without clothes in your personal space. Just FYI, you might want to consider making this change in your culture. Maybe locking shit up. Okay, that's all. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! Students protest after chocolate milk is banned at the school. Vacaville, California. Students staged a protest to return their favorite item to their school lunch menu. A Vacaville kindergarten through 8th grade school had banned chocolate milk. Why? Because of its very high sugar content. It does have a lot of sugar, chocolate milk, almost as much as a soda, I would say. But it is delicious. And for a long time, it's just been a staple of school lunches. I always had chocolate milk. I loved it. Students at the Sierra Vista K-8 school in Vacaville say lunchtime just isn't the same. There's something missing from the menu. Because of that, they had to think outside of the box. In one fourth grade class, students prepare their plea. They demand change. They are willing to go to great lengths to send a message to all of the grown-ups that are in charge at this school. Here's a quote from one of these students, enraged about the removal of the chocolate milk. The people who are going to be negotiating with me, I'm probably going to put them on the spot about this. Shoulder to shoulder, students left class to rally out front where everyone could hear their voices being heard. They organized in front of the school. That's how I feel about it. We feel really strongly about it. We want to protest and we want to bring it back. All of this to protest something every child loves, chocolate milk. Students say that delicious drink needs to come back to their school, come back to their class, come back to their menu. The nutrition department says the reason chocolate milk isn't in the school anymore is because it has too much sugar that the body doesn't need. Yeah, that's right. We all know we don't need sugar. It's not about needing sugar. It's about a little reward. Your little chocolate milk treat. Get a little sugar high. It's about the high as well. Everybody loves a sugar high. Officials say they hear the students loud and clear, and they've decided to do chocolate milk one day every other week. So the protest sort of worked. I would amend that to one day a week at least. And I would protest again if I were the students. Are you guys listening? Anybody in Vacaville? Students? Listen to Weird AF News? Get back out there, guys. You can get this chocolate milk once a week. Once a week is a good, I'd say compromise for sure. Once every 2 weeks? I mean, what if you're absent and now you go a whole month without it? I mean, are we going to all pretend that the school lunches are healthy anyways? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I got pizza like a third of the time. Like, come on now. I'm not a parent, so I can't say that I'm up to date on the current school lunch situation. So anybody know what's really going on now in schools? I'm saying specifically public schools, all right? I know you private schools, you guys get hummus, hummus and celery, I'd imagine. A bunch of healthy stuff from Whole Foods, bone broth from Erewhon. I know what the kids get in the private schools. I'm talking about private school where Jonesy went, where they would throw something on your plate and you're like, what the hell is that? And you try to eat it and you just hope that you live. Call the show. Give me an update on the school lunch situation in private schools. I'm sorry, public schools. Predominantly in the U.S., although I'm curious to hear what it's like in other places as well. 646-450-2012. Also, do you think chocolate milk should be banned from school menus? I think you should give them a treat like this. Chocolate milk's very nice. It could be worse than this, trust me. You don't think they're bringing in candy anyways? Like, they're just ruining themselves anyways. So, what the hell? What a pod, what a pod, what a pod, what a mighty good pod. Yes, it is. It's a good pod, right? You agree. You decided to listen all the way to the end, almost. This is where we give thanks and praise. Got an email from Marie. It says, Jonesy, I was just listening to your podcast. You've been talking about McDonald's lately. Here's a burger and fries from 2016. It never turned moldy. It never got any bugs. It looks like it just came from the drive-through window, actually. Have a great weekend. Have a great life, man. Thanks, Marie. It's a photo of some McDonald's from years and years ago. It gives the date, January 1st, 2016. Oh, man. Yeah, this food is questionable. This is very questionable. Also got a new patron, James L. Sanders, joined the Patreon. Appreciate you, James L. Sanders. You're going to get your name on the closet wall, a.k.a. the studio wall. What do you think of that, bro? I'll take a picture, too, and put it in the Patreon so you can see it, and then you can show your friends. Be like, hey, man, I'm supporting an entire media company. Weird AF News. Yeah, this is a media company, correct? I assume. We don't really make money too much, but we are a media company. Hey, maybe I should go public. All right, that's how you make money, right? Go public. Would you guys buy stock in Weird AF News? Anyways, big shout out to James Sanders for joining the Patreon. Please enjoy all the extra content, buddy, including the Ask Jonesy Anything video, which is a real hit. I'm getting good responses from the people who have seen that video. I think I shared too much, guys. I shared too much. But you know what? Hey, you only live once, right? So might as well just share. Okay, what else did I want to say? Okay, you got the number if you want to call the show. If you want to send me something, funnyjones@gmail.com. Any articles, or you can DM me on Instagram @funnyjones. Same on Twitter @funnyjones. If you want to be like James and join the Patreon and support the show that way, because you're just an angel. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews, or download the Patreon app and do a search for Weird AF News, which I assume you know how to spell. Or go to weirdafnews.com and click on the Patreon banner. There's like right on the front page there under how to support. And you can join from there and buy Jonesy a beer a month, which is pretty cool, right? Please consider. And please take care of yourself and have a nice time. Say no to drugs, kids. Okay? Say no to drugs, kids. I'm not going to say no, but you guys say no, all right? Do as I say, not as I do. Isn't that what they always said to you when you were a child? Yes. Chocolate milk for all if I'm elected.